everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's a beautiful day, so you could have been doing anything, so I really appreciate you coming out today. I know most of you. I've seen you like everywhere. Did everyone get a chance to go to the Goochland forum? Everybody. except, except for you guys back there, you didn't get a chance. I think I just better hold it.
You can hold it, it's better.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that on? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. You guys didn't go? Didn't go to it? Okay. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I was born in upstate New York, up in the Catskills, and I was named after my grandmother. My grandmother came to America in 1932 from Cuba, and she was seeking a better life. She came with just the clothes on her back, and she never would talk to her parents or her family or friends or anything ever again. She wanted the American dream, and she felt like whatever she had to do, that's what she was going to do. And that's what she did. She never looked back. And it took her quite a few years, but she did actually achieve the American dream. So I'm really happy about that. But in that process, she learned a lot about resilience and community and how to be given back, how to give back, and how to, teach that to her family. And so that same determination and that same fire was instilled in me. And so at a very early age, I decided that I wanted to do the same thing and fight for America. So I gave the ultimate sacrifice and joined the United States Army. And during my time in the Army, I served as a finance specialist, and I felt really good about being in the Army. I wanted to defend the Constitution, and that's what I did. And I decided that, after taking that oath to protect and serve our country, that it was something that I would do for the rest of my life. When I was discharged, I discharged here to Virginia. And so when I arrived in Virginia, I arrived in Richmond, and that's 30 years ago. So I've been in Virginia for 30 years. It's my home. It will be my home forever. I absolutely love Virginia. So when I got here, I came into downtown Richmond. And Richmond wasn't as developed as it is now. In fact, it needed quite a bit of development. And so I was a little concerned about my choice to come to Richmond. And I had a choice: either I was going to stay and, make my life, or I was going to go back to California. Going back to California wasn't an option. So I stayed, and I opened up a business, and my business was to help other businesses expand and start and grow. And so I began actually on my own developing economic development here in Richmond by opening businesses and expanding them. I was honored, and still am honored, to have served. I was appointed by City Council in Richmond to the board of the Richmond Economic Development Authority. So I was actually able to do what I was doing on a larger scale and learn a whole lot more about community development. So we had an opportunity to talk to developers and contractors and look at plans, work with the planning committee, work with the mayor. And so we looked at how, Richmond could be in the future. And with everybody doing their part, Richmond started to have some really good opportunities and things that the future would bring it. And so I was really, really, really happy to be a part of that. We looked at hotels, we looked at restaurants, we looked at retail spaces, we looked at apartment buildings, we looked at, plans for all kinds of different things, how we would transform schools, old schools that no one were using anymore, and put out requests for proposals and things of that nature. So I know a lot about community development. And that's one of the reasons why I want to go to Congress, because I know we still have areas in our district that need development. We desperately need a lot of, in the rural areas, we need a lot of broadband internet infrastructure and things of that nature. So I do know how to go about, putting in requests and doing that process. Not only do we need, broadband internet in these areas, but we need businesses and we need jobs. And I know about how to do that. I know how to bring about jobs. We need high-paying jobs. Currently we're only bringing minimum wage jobs into our area, and that's just not enough. People, the average person making minimum wage is 29 years old, and so we really need to bring some development into our area. We could bring clean energy jobs. We could bring infrastructure jobs. Here recently, I am the legislative chair for the Richmond Richmond Crusade for Voters. And in my role as the legislative chair, we actually sponsored the referendum that's on the news all over the place. We got the referendum on the ballot this past November to modernize all of Richmond public schools. You might have seen that. People seen that. So that referendum did pass in November. 85% of the residents wanted the schools renovated. And so now the mayor is charged with coming up with a plan to modernize the public schools. Now, in our referendum, we figured it to be $500 million to modernize the schools without raising taxes. Doesn't look like he's having an easy time of that. So he came up with this meals tax. And so, but he still has time. So he's still looking at other options and doing other things. But I'm really happy to be a part of that as well. I'm really happy to have fought for that referendum because I've been in the schools. And so I understand that those schools critically need to be modernized, renovated, something. Some of them haven't been renovated in over 30 years. It's really bad. It's embarrassing. We should do better as a country. We should do better as a city, as a district. We should never have our kids and teachers in environments like that. So, I'm really proud to have worked on that. Personally, right now I have a small business. In Glen Allen, I have a small medical practice, and we specialize in biohormone replacement therapy and medical weight loss. So we opened the clinic to address affordable health care in those particular areas for the clinic. So it's just those two things, that they're very expensive and they're not covered on insurance. And so we opened the clinic just to be able to address those needs. And we've been doing well. Now, the weight loss was to deal with obesity. So that's probably our number one product that we have. I'm really, really, really passionate about health care because many of my patients come in and they can't afford it and they can't, and they don't have health care, or the health care doesn't cover it. So I want to make sure that we not only have an affordable plan, I want to make sure that it's all inclusive, because the plan right now, the ACA that we have, it still eliminates a lot of people. A lot of people still cannot be covered under that plan. Expanding Medicaid will help, but I still don't believe that it's as affordable as it can be. I have a friend right now, she pays $1,500 a month for her and her husband, and I don't think that's affordable. Now, I'm not sure who that's affordable for. Anybody here, is that affordable? No, yeah, I didn't think it was affordable. And so when I think of affordable, and I could be wrong, but I'm thinking two people, 400, 450, is that reasonable? Or is that still too much? It's what? Yeah. Okay, so that's still steep. Say something. And how many people think $450 a month for two people is steep? Okay. So if it was 250, that the ballpark for two people? That's what you're thinking? Okay, see, it's different for everybody, but I know $1,500 is not affordable. So what I'm thinking of with the Medicare for All is it will include a larger demographic of people. It will include a lot of healthy people, a lot of young people. And so when you put that whole pool together with our older population and our sick population, it brings the cost of premiums way down. And so I think that's the only way to go. Like, we could try and work on the ACA, but with that price point already, and I know it's because of a lot of things that they've done to dismantle it, but I just don't see it ever being that affordable. So if we have an option to move forward, I want to see us go into into the Medicare for all. I'm also really concerned about our elderly. I'm very concerned that they want to slash Social Security. Well, they want to raise the age in which you get it. And, you know, I want to expand Social Security because it's our money. And so, you know, I think you should be able to access it at 59. I think they should raise the cap over 250 so that people could put more money into it, and just make it better by expanding it, but not increasing the age. Don't want to stop anything with Medicare and Medicaid. These we can't allow our government to come in and do anything to our seniors. It's up to us to protect them because they can't have a voice most of the time. And I can't see them going into nursing homes and kicking people out. So that's real high on my platform to make sure that our elderly has a voice, and I want to be that voice. I took a real bold stand here, and I'm gonna let you have some questions. But I took a real bold stand here on guns, and you know, against a lot of people's wishes, I decided to add gun control onto my platform. So, of course, many Democrats don't take money for the NRA, but I'm absolutely not going to ever take money from the NRA. I am a veteran. I do like guns. So I like to shoot them. I don't have an M16. It didn't even dawn on me to go get one of those. I mean, it didn't even, I left the military. I thought that's where those stayed. And that people want to have those for sport is a concern. So I definitely want to ban assault rifles. I want to ban the bump stocks. And I think, you know, that we need some universal background checks. And I'm going to stand with the children. Because it's not just the children that are dying. You know, you could go to church and get shot, or anywhere. So unless we address it, you know, we will be sitting ducks. And a lot of this has to do with money in our politics and money in our campaigning. It's a cancer because money rules. And it could never, ever give us a real democracy because our politicians are going to listen to their donor base. Campaigning has gotten completely out of control. Completely out of control. We don't have any voices. And if you think we have voices, think about it really, really hard and think about what we've received. We've sent our politicians to Congress to work for us, but they've gone to Congress and worked for everybody else. Corporations, special interest groups, they've gotten some good deals like with taxes. The top 1%, they're great. But we're the ones who are sitting in Congress. So we have to take out money out of our politics. Does anybody here remember when elections were free and fair? Remember that? How'd they talk us into this? I mean, and we bought into it. And we're still buying into it. But we have to stop. We have to stop. It's another tax. Every year. So I want to fight. I actually teamed up with candidates across the country. And it is our mission and goal to take campaign finance reform to the table within 160 days of being elected. And I have enough colleagues to do it. And it's not just Democrats, it's Democrats and Republicans. Because believe it or not, there's some Republicans that's had enough of it too. So with that being said, I gave you a lot. I could go on forever, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me. Anyone have a question?
I don't know, if you could only fix one thing the first year, what are you gonna work on hardest?
Ooh, if I could fix one thing, our lives would be probably better instantly, and that would be get money out of politics. It would fix majority of our problems, because if they're not going up there thinking about money, all they have to do is work on our problems. And if they're not spending all their time trying to think about how to get reelected and having $1 million and $3 million, they could actually do something. And we're not going to get anything done until they do something. So we either have to elect all new officials that want to keep doing this, or we won't get anything done. We decided we're going to just pressure them out. Every one of them that won't sign a contract. We signed a contract, a literal contract. If you go to my website, olivefordvirginia.com, you will see a contract that states, if I don't do the things that I said I was going to do, I will give back every donation I've ever received for the whole year of 2017. And they signed that as well from all over the country. So we're serious about fixing our government. We're serious about returning our government back to the people.
The way I see it, if you want to get money out of politics, the only way that's going to happen is you're going to have to impose term limits. What's your position on that?
I think it should be term limits. I don't think anyone should stay in Congress longer than 4 years. And the career people that are there, unless no one steps up, and everyone should have an opportunity. It shouldn't be an elitist kind of thing. So if you take the money out of it, then anyone can run. And so every 4 years, it would be realistic. I don't think you can get a lot done in 2. You may. If money's out of politics and everybody's there for work, they're going to work. That's all they need is 2 years.
Being that's probably on the impractical side, with the numbers that's on the Supreme Court, you're not going to get that Citizens United decision overturned. Now, even if you had term limits, it just wouldn't work. What would be the second thing that you would prioritize?
The second thing I would do is make sure everywhere I go in this district, all of them, the single most concern is health care. People really need affordable health care. They do. It's either have it or die. And people shouldn't have to worry about if they can go to the doctor or fix their car. And it doesn't look like they're working on it now. What are they working on now?
Nothing.
That's why I'm saying we've got it. It's up to us. Like, this is our government. These are our elected officials that we pay a salary to. So it's up to us to make sure that they do what we ask them to do. We have to take our power back. I don't feel helpless about it. It's very easy to call them out one at a time. Sign this contract or go. Next question.
Simple question. With the decrease in the number of people having defined benefit plans for retirement, and the way I just, observe, population as a whole, there are going to be a lot of people who are going to be in serious trouble when it comes time to retire. So what do you think about removing the cap on contributions to Social Security, so at least those people who are left out of the system have at least some kind of a chance?
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. Yeah, I would like to remove that cap so that you can put more in. Absolutely. Yeah.
Will you fight for that?
nothing happens, we still have to take care of our seniors, but it'll be at a more expensive rate. So we have to figure out something, and that's a very, very good option.
We can take one more question for Helen, and then she's going to be available afterwards too, right, Helen? Correct? Will you be here?
Yeah.
We have a break.
We're going to have a break.
You have a break, okay.
So one more question.
One more?
Well, how you feel like affordable housing and large growth coming to like rural areas?
I think it's important. I think it's very, very important. But what I think we have to do first to be able to attract economic development in the area so we can have, housing is we have to get broadband. We have to get it working and good. And then we can tackle everything else. That might be 3. Okay, thank you so much.